Your desk is cluttered with unfinished notes, and your mind keeps replaying what might be forgotten next. Even when you focus, a second track runs in the background, reminding you of loose ends. As commitments remain undefined, that noise builds because your brain keeps trying to track outcomes and triggers. Relief comes from a trusted external system that captures everything, turning each item into a clear next action. When nothing falls through the cracks, your attention returns to the task at hand. Productive energy increases because choices stop being emotional guesses and start being grounded decisions. An overflowing inbox can sit for days, and each untouched item quietly adds to mental pressure. Once items are captured and processed, the same day feels lighter because every reminder has a home. Next, you will learn how to collect, process, organize, review, and choose actions without losing control. This video is inspired by Getting Things Done by David Allen. Subscribe to build a system your mind trusts daily. Stress often arises from commitments that are accepted without clear outcomes and reminders. An open loop is anything that pulls at your attention because a promise exists without a clarified result. By collecting everything into a few inboxes, you allow your mind to stop acting as the only storage device. Completeness is crucial, as missing even small items forces continued background tracking and reduces focus. A single capture point can hold mail, notes, voicemail, and electronic messages until processing time comes. When inboxes multiply and are not emptied, duplicates grow and the system becomes unwieldy. A bottom-up approach starts with controlling today's inputs, which later creates space for higher-level goals. This ensures that horizontal control remains consistent across life areas, while keeping project thinking available when needed. Set up as few inboxes as possible, but ensure they can capture every format. Practice dropping new commitments into the inboxes immediately, so nothing relies on memory alone. Processing means emptying the inbox by deciding what each item means, not by shuffling piles. 3 standing rules keep processing clean. Start at the top, handle one item at a time, and never put it back. Each item gets 3 yes or no questions that route it to its proper place. First, decide if it is actionable. Then, determine if it is a single task. And finally, check if it takes 2 minutes. If it is not actionable, it goes to a hold file, reference file, trash, or a date-based tickler. If it is a project, it moves to a projects area where related material stays grouped until completion. If it is actionable and quick, doing it immediately prevents building lists that exist only to repeat obvious work. For tasks that take longer, park them on a next actions list, calendar, or delegate them for reminders. This keeps inboxes as collection points rather than storage, reducing stress and increasing follow-through. Schedule a short daily processing window and commit to emptying each inbox until decisions are made. Organizing ensures that every output from processing has a reliable home, so reminders appear when action is possible. A hold file contains waiting items and someday ideas, kept separate from active next actions. Reference material is stored deliberately, as most incoming information is either reference or trash, not action. By separating actionable items from reference material, you prevent wasted searching, as action tools should never be clogged with background reading. A current projects list holds every project you are thinking about, even before priorities are sorted. Each project also gets a 1-page plan and separate support material storage that is not treated as action. Action reminders then live in lists matched to context, such as calls, errands, meeting agendas, reading, or computer work. A single calendar holds only what must occur on a specific day, not a fantasy list of hopes. Build your core folders, lists, and calendar first, then keep next actions close enough to use in spare minutes. If this organizing structure feels calming, subscribe to keep refining lists and context until decisions become effortless. A system remains trustworthy only when it is regularly reviewed, as stale lists can turn into noise and avoidance. Daily review involves checking the calendar and next action lists, ensuring today's commitments and gaps are visible. Weekly review is a planned reset where you gather new inputs, process them, update lists, and purge any dead items. Allocating about 2 hours weekly supports completeness and is the best time to fine-tune the system. During that session, you revisit hold, projects, and delegated items, then move follow-up deadlines onto the calendar. Monthly or quarterly review steps back to check goals, values, and alignment between responsibilities and lifestyle choices. Regular reviews clear the mind by capturing, clarifying, or consciously postponing every agreement with reminders. As review habits deepen, the system adapts to changing needs instead of slipping out of alignment. Choose a consistent weekly slot and protect it, as review is where trust and relief are rebuilt. Use daily calendar checks to decide what must happen, then use lists to fill remaining time with progress. It is easier to take action when choices are guided by clear criteria, as this shifts focus from guilt to the context at hand. 4 questions help each moment by assessing tools, time, energy, and importance among available options. This prevents defaulting to the loudest option, as the system highlights the best use of time. It also reveals 3 types of work: planned tasks, surprise work, and defining what matters. When a project feels stuck, start by defining its purpose and principles, which sets boundaries for decisions. Next, visualize the successful outcome, brainstorm freely, then organize components and sequences before selecting the next actions. Pairing clear capture with clear criteria makes it possible to act without second-guessing every choice. It also supports alignment across life levels, from current actions and projects to responsibilities and longer horizons. When deciding what to do, first filter your list by context and time, then choose the most important remaining item. When planning a project, write its purpose and desired outcome in one place, then map components and next steps. The goal is not perfect control, but a calm mind that trusts nothing important is being overlooked. When commitments are captured and clarified, attention stops splitting, and work becomes a series of defined moves. You collect everything into a few inboxes, then process each item with clear questions until the inbox is empty. You organize results into hold, reference, projects, calendar, and next action lists that match how life actually works. Regular daily and weekly reviews keep the system current, and that freshness is what makes it trusted. As the system stabilizes, anxiety drops because open loops are closed or parked with reliable reminders. Start small by setting up one capture point and one next actions list, then use them every day. Add a weekly review block on your calendar, since that habit keeps projects, waiting for items, and goals aligned. When you know what you are not doing right now, the choices you do make feel more confident. If a clearer workflow would help this week, then subscribe to keep building review habits that turn intention into action.